There's a critical health mistake that far too many people between the ages of 65 and 80 are making every single day, and most don't even realize it. It's not just slowing down your health, it could actually be silently shaving years off your life. The reality is this: once you reach your mid-60s, your body enters a phase of life where everything changes. Your metabolism, muscle function, energy levels, immune response, they all start to shift. And because of these changes, certain everyday habits that may have seemed harmless or even healthy in your 40s and 50s can now become dangerous. What used to work for you in the past may now be putting you at greater risk of serious long-term health issues. Unfortunately, many people don't notice the damage until it's already taken a toll, until they're dealing with fatigue, pain, or a loss of independence that seems to come out of nowhere. But the good news? It doesn't have to be that way. That's exactly why we created this video. Today we're going to walk you through 5 common habits that people over 65 need to stop doing immediately. These habits might seem small, even harmless, but over time they can drain your energy, weaken your body, and quietly accelerate aging in ways you wouldn't expect. This might be your last real window to make these changes before the consequences become harder to reverse. So if you want to feel stronger, sharper, and more energized, not just now, but for years to come, then stick with me through this video. Number 5 is especially important. It's something almost no one talks about, but it could be the biggest mistake you're making right now. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 in the comments to let me know so I can make better videos for you. Now let's get started. Mistake 1. Sitting for long periods without movement. Let's begin with one of the most underestimated yet damaging habits many people over the age of 60 fall into: sitting for long, uninterrupted stretches of time without moving. At first glance, this might not seem like a major concern. After all, sitting is comfortable, relaxing, and often necessary for reading, watching TV, using the computer, or enjoying a conversation. You might even think, I go for a walk every morning, so I'm active. This doesn't apply to me. But here's the truth. Even if you're getting regular exercise, prolonged sitting throughout the day can silently chip away at your health in ways you might not even realize until it's too late. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to inactivity. When you sit for extended periods, especially without getting up to move, your metabolism slows, your circulation becomes sluggish, and your muscles, particularly in your legs and core, begin to weaken. Over time, this can lead to a cascade of negative effects: chronic stiffness, reduced mobility, joint pain, poor posture, muscle atrophy, an increased risk of blood clots, weight gain, and even cognitive decline. That tightness you feel in your lower back or stiffness in your knees when you get up. That's not just a normal part of aging. That's your body telling you it's been sedentary too long. A perfect example of this is Margaret, a 74-year-old retired schoolteacher who thought she was doing everything right. She walked every morning, ate a healthy diet, and felt like she was on top of her wellness routine. But what she didn't realize was that after her walks, she was spending the rest of her day mostly sitting, reading books, watching her favorite shows, talking with friends, or scrolling through her tablet. Over time, Margaret began noticing that standing up felt more difficult. Her legs felt weaker, and a nagging ache in her lower back never quite went away. She chalked it up to getting older, but during a routine visit, her doctor helped her see the bigger picture. It wasn't just about how active she was during one part of her day. It was about how inactive she was during the rest of it. Margaret's doctor suggested a simple but powerful shift: incorporate movement breaks throughout her day, nothing extreme, just a few minutes every half hour or so. She started by setting a timer on her phone to remind her to stand up every 30 to 45 minutes. Sometimes she'd walk around the room, do a few arm circles, roll her shoulders, or stretch her legs. Other times she'd take a lap around the house or go outside for a breath of fresh air. Within a matter of weeks, Margaret noticed a remarkable change. Her back pain eased, her legs felt stronger, and she even found herself sleeping better and feeling more alert in the afternoons. She hadn't added more exercise. She simply stopped sitting for too long. Here's a simple test you can try right now. If you've been sitting for over an hour, stand up, reach your arms above your head, roll your shoulders a few times, stretch your legs, and take a slow walk around your space. Notice how your body feels. Do you feel looser, more awake? That's your body thanking you. The truth is, movement doesn't have to be intense to be effective. What matters most is consistency. Small, repeated actions that keep your blood flowing, your muscles engaged, and your joints flexible. So if your routine includes sitting for long blocks of time, whether you're watching television, reading a book, playing cards, working on a hobby, or simply relaxing, it's crucial to interrupt those sitting spells with light activity. Think of it as giving your body a gentle reset every hour. Take a short walk, stretch your arms and legs, sway side to side, stand while chatting on the phone, or even march in place during commercial breaks. These little bursts of movement might seem minor, but over time they can lead to improved balance, reduced pain, enhanced circulation, and even better brain function. Remember, motion is life, and the older we get, the more our bodies depend on regular movement to stay healthy and resilient. It's not just about avoiding stiffness or discomfort. It's about preserving your mobility, independence, and quality of life. So take control of your day, break the habit of extended sitting, and turn those still moments into opportunities to nurture your body. Mistake 2. Ignoring protein intake and losing muscle strength. Let's move on to the second major mistake. And this one is something far too many people overlook as they get older: not getting enough protein in their diet. At first, it might not seem like a big deal. You might be thinking, I eat regular meals, I feel full, so I must be getting what I need. But here's the reality: once you pass the age of 60, your body begins to process protein less efficiently, meaning you need more of it than you did in your younger years just to maintain the same level of muscle and strength. This isn't just about building muscle like a bodybuilder. It's about preserving the strength and stamina that allow you to stay mobile, energetic, and independent. Without enough protein, your body starts to lose muscle, a condition known as sarcopenia, and it happens so slowly that most people don't notice it until it's already taken a toll. What used to be easy, like getting up from a chair, carrying a laundry basket, or walking up a flight of stairs, starts to feel harder. Your limbs feel weaker. Your balance might be off. You may even feel tired more often, even after a full night's sleep. But many people chalk it up to just getting older, when in fact it's a preventable and often reversible issue, if caught early. A perfect example of this is Franklin, a 68-year-old retired mail carrier who had always considered himself active and relatively healthy. He ate home-cooked meals, stayed on his feet throughout the day, and even took the occasional weekend hike. But over the years, he started noticing some subtle but concerning changes. His legs felt unsteady on uneven ground. Lifting groceries became more tiring. His arms looked thinner in the mirror. And despite sleeping well, he felt drained by early afternoon. It wasn't until a visit to his doctor that Franklin learned the truth. He wasn't getting nearly enough protein to support his aging muscles. With the help of a nutritionist, Franklin adjusted his diet. He began incorporating high-quality protein sources at every meal: grilled chicken, turkey, fish, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, lentils, quinoa, eggs, tofu, and a handful of almonds or walnuts for snacks. He even added a simple protein shake in the mornings to boost his intake. Within a few short weeks, Franklin reported feeling more energized. He could stand more confidently, lift objects more easily, and even noticed improved posture. It wasn't a drastic change, just consistent, intentional nutrition, but it made a world of difference. Here's a quick self-check you can do right now. Try sitting in a chair and standing up without using your hands for support. If that feels challenging, wobbly, or if you need to push off with your arms, that's a red flag. It could be a sign your muscles are weakening, and it might mean your body is craving more protein and strength-based movement to prevent further loss. The bottom line? Protein isn't just for young people or athletes. It's one of the most essential nutrients for aging adults. Not just for muscle, but for bone health, immune support, energy production, and even cognitive clarity. Unfortunately, many older adults continue eating the same way they did in their 40s or 50s, smaller portions, lighter meals, and sometimes less meat, without realizing that their body's nutritional needs have changed. If you're over 60, it's time to rethink your plate. Aim to include a source of protein with every meal and snack, and don't be afraid to explore variety. Beans, lentils, eggs, lean meats, dairy, nuts, seeds, and even protein-enriched products can all play a part. Combine that with some light resistance training, like body weight exercises or light weights, and you'll be giving your muscles the tools they need to stay strong and functional for years to come. Your strength is your freedom. Protect it. Prioritize protein not just as a diet choice, but as a daily strategy for staying mobile, stable, and independent. It's never too late to make a change, and even small improvements can bring big rewards. If this resonates with you and you're still watching, let me know by commenting number 2 below. It tells me you're still here, still learning, and still committed to making the most of your health journey. Mistake 3, neglecting sleep and disrupting your body's natural repair process. Now let's talk about one of the most misunderstood and underestimated pillars of health: sleep. Mistake number 3 is neglecting sleep, and in doing so, interfering with your body's ability to heal, restore, and protect itself. It's a common belief, and one of the most dangerous myths, that needing less sleep is just part of getting older. Many people assume it's normal to wake up repeatedly at night, feel groggy in the morning, or get by on 5 or 6 hours of rest. But here's the truth. Your body still needs deep, high-quality sleep just as much now as it did when you were younger. Maybe even more. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's the foundation of nearly every major system in your body. While you sleep, your brain consolidates memories and clears waste products linked to cognitive decline. Your muscles and tissues repair themselves, your heart rate and blood pressure stabilize, hormones that regulate everything from appetite to stress are balanced, and your immune system gets its best chance to regroup and defend against illness. Without proper sleep, everything from your mood to your metabolism can begin to unravel. The challenge is that as we age, falling and staying asleep often becomes more difficult. Hormonal shifts, reduced melatonin production, and changes in circadian rhythms can all interfere with sleep quality. And unfortunately, instead of adjusting habits to improve sleep, many people accept it as inevitable. Or worse, ignore it altogether. This is exactly what happened to Walter, a 71-year-old former contractor who prided himself on being a light sleeper who could get by on 5 hours a night. For years, he brushed off the idea that his sleep habits were a problem. But gradually, he began noticing some concerning changes. His focus slipped, his mood was unpredictable, and his blood pressure crept higher. He often felt drained by midday and relied on extra coffee just to stay alert. It wasn't until a checkup and a serious conversation with his doctor that Walter realized the role sleep was playing in his declining health. His doctor explained that while waking up occasionally during the night might be common, the goal should still be to get at least 7 to 8 hours of restorative sleep, including enough time in deep and REM cycles, where the most critical healing happens. Walter decided to take it seriously. He began by cutting out caffeine after 2 p.m. and stopped falling asleep in front of the TV. He created a wind-down routine that included dimming the lights, reading a book, and doing a few minutes of light stretching. He also stopped scrolling through his phone in bed and kept a consistent bedtime and wake-up schedule, even on weekends. Within a few short weeks, his sleep dramatically improved. He woke up feeling sharper, calmer, and more energized. He even noticed that his memory improved and his blood pressure readings were better. Here's a simple self-check. When you wake up in the morning, do you feel clear-headed and refreshed? Or do you need 30 minutes and 2 cups of coffee just to feel halfway human? If you're dragging through their day, forgetting small details or feeling emotionally reactive, poor sleep might be the hidden cause. And it's not something to ignore. The bottom line? Quality sleep is not a luxury. It's a biological necessity. It's when your body does its most important work behind the scenes, regulating mood, repairing cells, rebalancing hormones, and preserving memory and focus. If you're not prioritizing sleep, you could be undermining your efforts in every other area of health, from diet and exercise to stress management and immunity. So if sleep has been an afterthought, or something you've just put up with, now is the time to make it a priority. Limit evening screen time, reduce stimulants, keep a regular sleep schedule, and create a calm bedtime ritual that signals your body it's time to rest. These small changes can lead to big improvements in energy, clarity, mood, and overall longevity. If you're still watching and this message resonates with you, drop a number 3 in the comments to let me know you're here and committed to getting the rest your body deserves. Mistake 4. Avoiding strength and balance training. Let's now dive into one of the most commonly misunderstood and dangerously overlooked areas of health after 60, strength and balance training. Mistake number 4 is the assumption that walking alone is enough to keep you strong, stable, and protected as you age. Now, don't get me wrong, walking is a wonderful low-impact way to support cardiovascular health. It keeps your joints moving, your circulation flowing, and your mood elevated. But walking by itself simply isn't enough to preserve the kind of muscle strength, core stability, and balance that your body needs to stay truly functional and fall resistant. Here's the truth. As we get older, we experience a natural and gradual decline in muscle mass and coordination, a process called sarcopenia. Our reflexes slow, our posture weakens, and our balance systems become less sharp unless we actively train them. This doesn't just make it harder to lift a heavy bag or get up from a low chair. It makes everyday tasks riskier. Things like stepping over a curb, reaching up to a cabinet, or getting out of bed in the dark can become moments where serious injuries happen, and the statistics are sobering. Falls are the leading cause of injury and injury-related death in older adults. The majority of these falls don't happen because someone wasn't walking enough. They happen because the small but crucial stabilizing muscles, especially in the legs, hips, and core, were weak and untrained. This was exactly the wake-up call for Eleanor, age 74, a retired nurse who had always believed her daily walks around the neighborhood were enough to keep her fit. She felt good, she was mobile, and she figured she didn't need anything more. But one afternoon, she misjudged a small, uneven section in the sidewalk and lost her balance. She fell hard. Thankfully, she didn't suffer any major injuries, but it left her shaken. Not just physically, but emotionally. She felt scared, less sure of herself, and even began avoiding going outside alone. When she saw her doctor, he gently explained that while her walking routine was great for heart health, it wasn't enough to train her body to recover from slips or missteps. What she needed was to build muscular strength, reaction time, and coordination. That was the missing piece. So Eleanor made the decision to take her health a step further. She began with small, manageable changes: chair-assisted squats, light resistance band movements, heel raises while brushing her teeth, and balance drills like standing on one foot near the kitchen counter. She even joined a gentle senior yoga class at the community center. And guess what? Within just a few weeks, she noticed herself standing taller, feeling more confident with each step, and most importantly, no longer afraid of falling. That's the power of strength and balance training. And no, it doesn't have to mean lifting heavy weights or hitting the gym 5 days a week. In fact, the most effective exercises are often the simplest: wall push-ups, toe taps, seated leg lifts, stair-stepping, and core-engaging movements like bird dogs or bridges. These movements target your stability muscles and train your body to stay aligned, responsive, and strong, exactly what you need to reduce your fall risk and stay independent. Want to see how your balance is doing right now? Try this quick test. Stand next to a countertop or a sturdy chair, lift one foot a few inches off the floor, and see if you can hold your balance for 10 seconds without wobbling or holding on. If that's tough, don't worry. It just means your body is telling you that it's time to build this important skill. Remember, your muscles and balance are your foundation. They're what help you stay upright, safe, and able to enjoy the freedom to move on your own terms. If they're ignored, that foundation begins to crumble. But if they're nurtured and trained, you gain strength, confidence, and independence with every passing year. So if you've been relying solely on walking for your daily movement, it's time to expand your routine. Add a few minutes of strength or balance work into your day. Even 2 or 3 times a week can make a massive difference. Think of it as an investment in your freedom, your safety, and your future. And if this message resonates with you, if you're ready to take your health to the next level and stay active and independent for years to come, go ahead and comment number 4 below to let me know you're in this with us. Your journey to a stronger, steadier you starts right now. Mistake 5. Ignoring hydration and dehydrating your body. Now let's dive into mistake number 5. One of the most commonly ignored and underestimated threats to your health. After 60, not drinking enough water. At first glance, it might seem harmless. You might think, I'm not that thirsty during the day, so I must be fine. But here's what most people don't realize. As you get older, your body's ability to signal thirst becomes less reliable. That means you could already be dehydrated long before you feel even a hint of thirst. And the effects of dehydration go far beyond just feeling a little tired or parched. Chronic low-level dehydration can quietly sabotage your health in ways that many people completely overlook. It can cause joint pain, muscle cramps, constipation, confusion, low energy, headaches, and even increase your risk of falls. Your muscles don't function as well without water. Your joints don't stay lubricated. Your brain literally shrinks in volume when you're dehydrated, which is why you may feel foggy, irritable, or dizzy. All symptoms that are easy to misattribute to just getting older. Take someone like Walter, age 76. He thought he was doing just fine in the hydration department. He had coffee with breakfast, a soda at lunch, and a few sips of water with dinner. But gradually, he started experiencing more frequent headaches, leg cramps, and dizzy spells when getting up from his chair. He chalked it up to aging. But after a visit to his doctor, he learned the real culprit: dehydration. His body simply wasn't getting the fluid it needed to function optimally, and the caffeine in his coffee and soda, which act as mild diuretics, was actually pulling more water out of his system. Walter made a simple change. He began starting his day with a full glass of water before anything else. He kept a water bottle nearby and made it a habit to take small sips throughout the day, not just at meal times. The result? Within a few weeks, he felt significantly more alert, less achy, and more steady on his feet. His digestion improved, his headaches faded, and he even noticed that his skin looked healthier. So how do you know if you're getting enough water? Here's a simple test you can try right now. Pinch the skin on the back of your hand and hold it for a second. If it bounces back quickly, you're probably hydrated. But if it takes a second to settle back into place, that's a sign your body may be running low on fluids. The great news is that this is one of the easiest mistakes to fix. Unlike other changes that require new workouts or diet plans, staying hydrated is as simple as being intentional. Keep a glass or water bottle within arm's reach, especially if you're watching TV, reading, or working at a desk. Sip consistently, even if you're not thirsty. Herbal teas, infused water with lemon or cucumber, or broths are all hydrating options that can make it easier and more enjoyable. Remember, by the time you feel thirsty, you're already behind. Your cells, your brain, your joints, and your muscles are depending on hydration to function well. And when they don't get it, everything suffers. So don't wait for a dry mouth to be your signal. Make hydration part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth. If this message resonated with you and you're still watching, drop a number 5 in the comments to let me know you're committed to staying hydrated and healthy. Sometimes the simplest habit has the biggest impact, and drinking enough water every day might just be the easiest health win you can give yourself. As we wrap up this video, I want you to take a quiet moment to reflect on everything we've talked about. These 5 common mistakes: sitting for too long, neglecting protein, overlooking sleep, avoiding strength and balance training, and not drinking enough water, are things so many people over 60 are doing without even realizing the toll it's taking on their health. But here's the good news. It's never too late to change. That's the beauty of the human body. It's far more resilient than we give it credit for. No matter your age, you have the power to turn things around. And it doesn't take dramatic life overhauls. It just takes consistent small steps every day. Whether it's setting a timer to move every 30 minutes, adding an extra serving of protein to your meals, creating a soothing bedtime routine, doing a few balance exercises while brushing your teeth, or simply sipping water throughout the day. These little habits add up. They build a foundation for a healthier, stronger, and more independent you. Your health journey isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about preserving energy, mobility, and joy in the years ahead. It's about waking up feeling refreshed, staying active and confident, and enjoying the freedom to do the things you love, whether that's playing with your grandkids, gardening, traveling, or just feeling good in your own body. So now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 areas do you feel you need to focus on the most? Have you noticed any changes in your strength, balance, or energy lately? Take a moment to leave a comment below. Let us know one insight you gained from this video and how you plan to apply it in your life starting today. Your thoughts and experiences truly matter, not just to us, but to others in this community who may be going through the same challenges. Reading your comments gives us encouragement, insight, and motivation to keep making helpful content for you and everyone on this journey. If you found value in this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone you care about. Your support helps us continue creating videos that inform, uplift, and empower you to live your best life, at any age. Thanks so much for watching. Keep moving, keep nourishing your body, and keep taking care of yourself, because you absolutely deserve to feel your best. We'll see you in the next video.